Welcome back. It has been a while since I've done an episode with any other guest here in my studio, and I'm great, and I'm very happy to announce my first guest of 2026, Balázs. Balázs, thank you much for coming here, buddy.
Hey, my guy. Hey, everyone. It's my first radio show I'm doing. I'm quite excited about the whole thing.
And I'm excited to have you here. And I would love to know just a little bit more about you as an individual before we get on to more of the important topics. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure, yeah. So I'm Balázs. How are you doing? Balázs. I'm 19 years old. So I'm currently living in Budapest right now. I'm going to IBS, International Business School. Great university. Recommend it for everyone. I was born in the U.S., born in New Jersey. Grew up in a Hungarian neighborhood, Hungarian community. So my mother tongue is Hungarian, and my grandparents immigrated back to the U.S. during communism, and my parents had a really great idea to come back, to re-immigrate, to come back to help me and my family to be more a part of our Hungarian heritage and our Hungarian culture, and. I play music. I love playing music. I've been playing the violin since I was 3. We have a band called Csariu Banda, which we've been playing for 10 years now, which is freaking wild. I just realized 10 years that's not a little number. It's a decade. That's insane. Anyway, so that's my whole sham, and currently we're working on a project that we came here to discuss with Shinzam. That we're trying to develop an app called Echo. It's a social media platform which is solely based on music. So it's everything that you can imagine with every other social media platform. It's only music. So everyone can share their musical identity, their musical taste, and the reason why we made this is because we realized that everyone lost their connections with influencers, or they lost their connections with people that they follow on different social media platforms. And with this, there's actually a connection. So there's a study that shows that if a party A or a party B has very similar music taste, they are much more likely to be compatible, not just in couples, but in friendships as well. It's very interesting to notice. And if you have a partner that you love and you're very intimate with, and if you ask them if you see what their music taste is like, and if it's very similar to yours, that means it doesn't, it's not 100% of course, but it generally means that you're very reliable partners towards each other and very compatible.
So would you say for you, music is your identity for the main part? Like that's how you identify yourself. You have the group of music that you do. Now, you said that you came back here to Hungary really to connect more with your Hungarian identity. Is that mainly through the music that you were missing a little bit of that cultural understanding when you guys were in the US, and that's why you decided to come back to experience more about music in Hungary instead of being in the US?
So that's actually a really good question. So very interestingly, when we go to the U.S., we try to go every summer to visit the family. We have grandparents there and stuff. So when we go there, we see that everyone there, because they're so separated from Hungarian society, they try to maintain that type of heritage much more than we try here, right?
Oh, I see.
Of course, here it's much more commercial and much more generic, and not a lot of people give 2 Fs about it. But in the U.S., if you're Hungarian and if you're part of the Hungarian culture and part of the Hungarian community, you very much follow these. Even if you don't want to, you're part of it. It's something you are. It's your identity. So yes, 100% my identity is music, right? So it's the reason why we came here was, yes, to be more involved with Hungarian culture. However, I realized this not a couple of years ago that when we came here, we already kind of knew how the culture looks like, right?
Yep.
We came here to understand Hungarian society, Hungarian people, and realize and kind of learn how the Hungarians work, Hungarian people, Hungarian society, in essence, yeah.
I see the same thing. I find myself in very much your situation as well. For most of my life, I've only lived in Hungary now for 2.5 years. So it's interesting for me hearing from someone who's kind of in the same boat as me, but you had a lot more Hungarian influence. I did not have that growing up, unfortunately. But it's these cultural experiences and that wanting to connect back to your culture that really drives you back. The same thing for me. I came back here to Hungary because I don't remember Canada that much growing up, and I was very young. But being here in the summer, spending time with my grandparents, and being here in Hungarian society really drew me back to the city and to the country. So we're on the same boat there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you feel this when you come here, or whenever. It's like you have a vacation home. For instance, for you, it's like you have a vacation home somewhere.
Yep.
And you go there every summer, and then you start living there. It's a whole different experience.
Absolutely. Absolutely, bud. When we came here in 2020 during the pandemic, it was one thing to just have it as a holiday home because you don't have to experience the disgusting Eastern European winter. My God, there's nothing that makes you want to kill yourself more than winter in Eastern Europe. I'm telling you, but it's definitely different when you just see somewhere what you think of it as is like a vacation or a holiday spot, and then it actually becomes a place where you live. And that's it draws different conclusions for you, depending on who you are.
It's kind of like you're viewing the entire society on a third person view, right? So you're you feel like an outsider, but you're still a part of it, right? So you're viewing everything kind of out of the box. So you see how people act. You see that there are some Hungarian elderly people that are very grumpy and are very not very nice. But you see this, right? But like it's everywhere. By the way, if you go to a big city, a lot of people are going to be grumpy because they're hurrying to their work or whatever to do, and you realize that it's culturally they're so different from what I grew up with, right? So it's. In the U.S., for instance, or in Canada, everyone's like, "Hey, how you doing?" And here, if you say, "Hey, how you doing?" they're like, "Why are you talking to me? What? Why?" Yeah, exactly.
They're just like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Just leave, dude. Just don't leave me alone. Let me go on my way. And it's just weird, right? At least for my first couple of years, it was so weird for me. But then, and I guess same thing with you, that whenever like people just say some things out of the blue, they put energy into it to be not nice. However, that's in Hungary. That's also very generic. So I'm not saying everyone's like this. There's a lot of people that aren't like this. And that a lot of people that aren't like this are in towns and smaller villages. You know this, Mate Saka. Yes. They're very kind. Everyone knows everyone.
Yep.
And it's so much more polarized than in more Western societies.
Yep.
Because when you go to the town and the village, it's so much more peaceful. Everyone's very kind. Everyone's very calm, serene, and tranquil. And when you come here, it's the complete opposite. Everyone's either trying to party, everyone's either trying to be an asshole to you.
Yep.
And it just goes, it's so much more polarized, right? And so if you go to like France or US, same thing, but at a different scale. Like they're kinder in the city and they're kind of meaner in the countryside. I don't know if that makes sense. Like
they kind of see you as the outsider, and it's like, oh, who the hell are you? Why are you here in our town, sort of a thing. I had that same experience going to Bate Saka because my Hungarian wasn't that good when I came in 2020. So they were like, okay, number one, who the fuck are you?
Especially,
second,
what do you do in Mate Saka?
What the fuck are you doing in Mate Saka? You could be anywhere else in this country, but yet you have to choose this little fucking town to live in? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's insane.
But after explaining it to them, they're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I kind of get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But it was just that novelty, right? It's like, okay, we have a fucking Canadian here. I was known as I was in a foreign exchange program. I wasn't even listed as a student. I was just a foreign exchange kid. So I was just there sitting in class and just listening and just paying attention, just observing things around me like a hawk. I was almost like a fly on the wall for the most part. But I would say that you could find this anywhere. Yeah. I've been to areas in China where it's like that. Bangladesh, touch and go. But in Kuwait, it was more or less the same, but everyone lives in the main city. And I wouldn't say that people really know each other. It's like more on a family basis.
In Kuwait?
People know, yeah.
In the city?
Yeah.
I got to experience that.
It's more family focused.
Really?
Yeah. Like if you know the family, you're in everything. It's that's what it's like
That's
in
the
Middle Eastern
essence,
countries.
yeah.
Everyone is very knit close.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit of a culture shock for me coming
Yeah.
from a white Canadian society and then going to Kuwait, which could have been more different.
Yeah, you can
from
see
my
this. Like
upbringing.
everyone's either very close or not really close at all. Like for instance, if you go more east, if you go more west, everyone's kind of close. Everyone's kind of nice to each other. Actually, no, everyone's very nice to each other, but they're kind of close. They're not very like sit down and talk about their feelings kind of close, right? They have more friends that are kind of loose. But if you go more eastern, the family focused vibe where everyone's either very close in a close compact relationship, or they're not really close, and you have to go through layers to get close to people.
Yeah.
I said close a lot.
But it's true, and it's true for everybody. And I think one thing that you might have experienced as a Hungarian, but also an American living in America, in Jersey, as you said, what was it like for you really to connect with people and find, was it more or less your family that you were connecting music through, or were there other
Here?
Hungarians? No, when you were
In the
living in the US, yeah. Was it more you just listening to your parents and your family, or was there other Hungarians that you could connect with who shared the same niche interest, I would say, as you guys?
So it's both. So my parents actually also had a band called Életva, the Tree of Life, and we kind of follow their path.
Okay.
But on much more differently, because we went into jazz music, we went into classical music, we went into like all sorts, gypsy music. We love that as well, and. So, yes, we followed my parents regarding music. However, regarding tradition, we actually followed the community, because the community was based on the scouts, the Hungarian American Scouts. And there's multiple communities. There's one in New Jersey, there's one in Ohio, there's in Los Angeles, Garfield, there's everywhere, right? Throughout the US. You probably heard this, there's multiple in Canada as well.
There is, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we followed the heritage and we followed the traditions. Like when there's Easter, there's specific types of food that we eat.
Yep.
Like the eggs and like not okay. Yeah, we have Easter eggs, but like the torma. I don't know what torma is in the.
I don't know how to translate that.
Anyway, so like that very specific kind of tradition that was mainly from the community. That the larger and like learning about the regions of music and learning about the regions of the types of dance that there are in Hungarian culture and Transylvanian culture was from my parents and my grandparents as well. Because my grandparents actually, on my mother's side, they actually taught folk dance in the U.S. to different communities.
So was this more of a, with your family, I understand that during 1956, there was a lot of people who left Hungary and then decided that they're going to live their life for the rest of their lives outside the country. But for you guys, it was a little bit interesting. You said perfectly that you re-immigrated yourselves back to Hungary after being away for a little bit of a time. But was that more driven just because you were missing, your family was missing that piece that they couldn't fulfill? I know we talked about this, but I think it's a little bit more important to dive in and how this really connects back to you and how you were going to be making this project.
I see where you would ask that question or why you would ask that question, but not really, because, okay, yes, they have a drive to know more about and feel that Hungarian society or feel that Hungarian energy. And the Hungarians know this. There's an energy, right? Yep. So it's, but we also had a different kind of energy in the U.S. than other Americans, right? So it was a American-Hungarian culture. It wasn't American, it wasn't Hungarian, it was American-Hungarian.
Okay.
Right? So it's, a lot of people asked me a couple years ago, like, so what are you? What is your citizenship? I'm American-Hungarian.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm both. I'm not one and the other at the same time. I'm a fusion of the both. That's the best way to describe it.
No, I see myself as that as well.
Yeah.
I see myself as a Canadian-Hungarian. Yes, when you hear me speaking English, I sound like I'm from I'm from Canada, yeah. I don't say Toronto, I say Toronto. So that's a giveaway. But I definitely felt a little bit more like what you were feeling. But for me, it was a little bit the opposite growing up. I had almost no connection with my Hungarian side. I just saw Hungary
But
as
you eventually got into it, though.
very
You know
much,
this.
very
you know
much.
it, yeah.
But growing up in Canada, I didn't speak a word of Hungarian. When my grandmother would come around, she would come around every other year just to spend time with us in Canada. Let me tell you, it was some of the weirdest things. I'm looking back at my old, childhood videos, and my grandmother would be like saying, get the chair or something, and I would just walk right past her because I didn't understand it. And I'm like, fuck. But I definitely.
And it wasn't
moving away.
disrespectful, though.
No,
She understood that you didn't really understand.
No. I just didn't understand a fucking word that she was saying. And my mom, she would be considered a failure as a Hungarian parent because she didn't teach either of her children Hungarian. But there was definitely a wanting to belong somewhere that I didn't have when I was living in these foreign countries, especially after moving in Kuwait and especially to Bangladesh.
Even in Canada?
I lived in Canada for 8 years.
I know, but did you also feel that in Canada? Like when you were there, do you also have like the longing to belong somewhere? Like,
I think everyone has a little bit of that wanting to belong somewhere, and that's the drive force for identity. When I was in Canada, I was a Canadian. I thought of myself only as a Canadian. I was like, okay, I am Hungarian. I do have Hungarian blood in me, but I don't speak the language. I know nothing about the country. The only thing I knew was my grandparents' house. Right?
That's also kind of normal. Like it's so multicultural, cultured in Canada and the US as well.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of normal. And if you're not necessarily following very much your heritage, it's okay. Like nobody really cares.
Not really. And Canada's very multicultural, as you said. There were even parts in a city not too far away from where I lived. They had a Hungarian restaurant there, and we would get our pig salami and all these other things just to remind us of
the pig
home.
salami. You guys had pig salami?
They had it. They had it. And my dad and my sister can't get enough of it. They raid Spad when they come here and they bring stuff back. But the stuff was seized in China. They got it seized, so they were so pissed. And that's like, what do you mean? You're going to take our fucking pig salami, you assholes. But yeah, and it's just this this fusion culture. I think the best way to say it's like a fusion culture where you have a mix of everything in you. Sure, you can look at me and I'm a Canadian, Hungarian, but I also have influence of Kuwaiti culture, Middle Eastern, Bangladeshi, and Chinese. So you have this together, but I think when it comes down to where I really think I'm from, I would say Hungary. Out of anything, yeah.
It's in your blood.
It definitely it's in my blood, yeah. But moving on to your music platform, I'm interested in this because it's a little bit of a slippery slope when you're starting a new development like this because you want to bring something new to the market, something that hasn't been done. But at the same time, connecting people through music, what kind of social media would it be? Would it be like an Instagram, for example, like an Instagram version of music or a musical Instagram fusion? Or
I actually prepared for this answer very well. So I'm you can ask me Spotify, Instagram, whatever you want. So the only issue, here's my issue with Instagram, and this is what we realized, and we found a gap in the market that we want to actually go into.
Okay.
That with Instagram, everyone's having a problem with the algorithm. The algorithm is very much focused on how many people follow, how much you post, and like for likes, for virality, right? So it's which makes sense. That's kind of the point of Instagram. So go for it. I don't have anything against it, but you lose connection. You lose connection with smaller creators, smaller musicians, for instance, right? That's where we lead to this concept. This is where we get rid of every viral thing. We get rid of every trend, every toxic thing, everything that brainwashes, and our full focus is based on you. What you listen to, how you listen to it, how much you listen to it, and you post. Like, for instance, you're walking down the street and you're listening to, I don't know, 21 Pilots. I'm going to say something random. And then you feel like that music made your day, and you post it. You put it out. You only put out the music, and then you say, in the caption, you say, I love this song. This made my day right now. I had a really tough day, but this is what made it better. So this is the whole concept, actually having a musical connection with people. So every account that we would create, it would not be public. There would be certain accounts which we would get into later. You can learn about it on our platform as well.
Mm-hmm.
So every user would have, when they post, they can, the people that they follow or are friends with, they're the only ones that can see what they posted. So it's not necessarily public. It's very much more a musical community around you, right?
Yep.
So the people who you follow and who you are friends with, they're the only ones that actually understand your music taste.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of the point of it, right? So it's short and simple version would be, no, it's not like Instagram. It doesn't follow trends. It doesn't follow virality. It's solely around your music taste, and you can discover people with similar music tastes.
Okay. Well, I have a little bit of a example to give you. For example, SoundCloud. SoundCloud is basically the Facebook of music, I would say. There you can find pretty much anything. You can connect with people. They have the messenger feature. But I would say that the way that your startup would have a boost over things like SoundCloud is the fact that it's much more built on community.
Yes, that too, and it's also not necessarily what they're creating, right? So it's
okay.
SoundCloud's mainly on focusing on what people are creating and posting, what like musically posting, like what they want everyone to listen to, which makes sense.
Yep.
That's why there's a bunch of indie artists there, and that became a huge platform. And congratulations to SoundCloud. But the issue with that, there's way too much stuff, right? Okay. So it's, yes, focusing on community and what was the other thing that I want to say? So yeah, return. Okay, cut this part out. So, okay. So SoundCloud. The thing with SoundCloud is that yes, there's different group chats and you can message people based on what they listen to or whatever, but the only issue is that it's not necessarily their music taste, right? So you actually post your different types of genres you actually love. So it's when people post on SoundCloud, correct me if I'm wrong, but they usually post what they created.
Yes,
they post what they created. That's why it's very cluttered, right? So it's very, very cluttered. And this doesn't focus on what people create, what artists create or indie artists create. This actually focuses what you listen to. Okay.
I see. So it's more just developing relationships with people through
your music
similar music tastes. I find that really fascinating, honestly. I haven't thought of this concept, honestly. I thought that we've bridged this gap with things like Instagram music on stories, on posts. You just post something.
Actually, I actually realized this on Instagram because you can see this on Instagram notes. Whenever people post what they listen to, there's I can't tell you how many times I got, like when I post anything on notes or any music that I love on notes, a lot of people actually wrote me like, dude, I love this song as well. Let's link up or something. Let's go to their show or whatever, right? So it actually works. I know there's that gap in the market where if you post it's very interesting because I think of Instagram or Facebook when it was founding, right? So when they needed seed money, when it was nothing. Yep. People posted selfies and no one realized that people would want to post selfies, right? People would want to post what they're doing in life. Mm-hmm. That's why there's that gap, which we wanted to break.
Okay. But to do a startup like this and to get the licensing for music, that's one of the main hurdles I think you guys are going to be facing with is, fine, you have this great app, you can do everything you want with it, it's music based. However, if life was that easy, anyone would be able to do that. So with you building this app, and you have some people as well on your team, would you like to discuss who you have on your team and who would else be putting this whole thing together?
So I'm not going to disclose names.
Okay.
But they're all also IBS students, and we're actually trying to expand. We're going to send out an email to IBS students, every IBS student, if they want to join and volunteer to be one of the founding, not the founding fathers, but part of the startup team to actually help us grow and expand our network. We'd be very happy to, and I think actually I know a lot of students in IBS who have this entrepreneurial mindset that they want to be part of a startup, even if they don't have any other experience. I know they have experience in content. I know they have experience in posting stories or posting this and that. I know most of them have experience in community building, because I don't think there's a lot of people that aren't in any communities. So I'm very motivated that if we have a bunch of other students that would join, we would have not just the network in IBS, we actually want to expand to Corvinus at different universities, first in Hungary, possibly later wherever, right? So it's
Okay.
Anyway, currently we have 6 other people, 1 developer in Pitch. He's a very, very kind person. He's helped us. He's actually helping right now developing the MVP
Okay.
for us, right? And he said he's very motivated. He has a lot of blocks that he has to face, like licensing and things like that. And we have 5 other team members, which again, I'm not gonna disclose names, but every single one of them I trust with my heart. They are very much focused on this. At first, they were like, yeah, nice project, nice hobby. But now that we're actually growing and we're developing and have a social media platform with it, we're building a community out of it, so it's becoming something that we can't screw up, and they realize this, right? So they're very much I trust them with this.
I would say that the major issue now with social media is that we're so overwhelmed with the information and content that we're surrounded with that we're really, I would say, losing our own identity, and we're just becoming, I fucking hate to use these words, becoming NPC to, these social media platforms where everyone's kind of on the same page. They have their own likes, and everyone is doing pretty much the same thing to just get whatever they want to get done. What I see with this is you're bringing people together who have a common interest, and that's the way they're able to build together. With this, I'm definitely seeing the original idea for the internet, just to connect people. Real social media. I think that's what you have to say, is that this is real social media for people who want to connect through music. I think that's great. Yeah. Honestly, it is.
I feel that not traditional, but the social media that we have today, one of the main issues with it, because of that kind of system that's created, the algorithm that's created, what we see is very radical things, like either very, very cute and very, very, or very, very the other side. This can be in any spectrum, if you think of religious spectrums, political spectrums, or anything that you think of. It's very polarized. That's the best word to say. It's polarized. Because if you do an in-between, if you have a profile that's kind of in-between and leaning to the right, leaning to the left sometimes, that's not going to go viral. If you have a very something or a very the other, it's going to go viral, because that's kind of what people are focusing on. Like, oh my God, how dumb do you think we are that we're going to believe that, right? Like, rage baiting, that's the best. That's the best thing.
That is the number one way to get people's attention on the internet. But I think that's what's damaging it as well, is that we're lowering our morale to be used to seeing the most shocking, obscene shit, and we're just getting entertained by it. It's like, what's going to be next? We're just going to be watching ISIS beheading videos all day on social media. It's ridiculous. So with this project, I definitely see people who have had enough. They like music. They use these platforms like Instagram, Facebook, maybe even Snapchat. But they're saying, okay, finally there's a place where I can finally connect with people who like music. For me, you really think that I'm a huge ambient drone music guy? Noise even. I make noise myself. And it's like, where the fuck can I find people that share this kind of interest? Exactly, I don't know where I could find those type of people. I would have to go through a ton of Facebook groups, and I'd be like, okay, these people are way too fucked up for me.
Way too weird.
Way too
even
way
for
too
you.
much time on their hand. And I'm a weird motherfucker, but I mean, I would be a little bit touch and go with that. But I would definitely want to have a platform where I could really connect with people who share the same interest. I'm a niche person myself. I'm a fucking radio guy.
Yeah.
You know, you don't see a lot of 20-year-olds
Who
doing
likes
radio.
to listen to sounds, not even music, just sounds. In general.
Sounds and do everything like the video editing that I'm doing here, and you don't find a lot of folks that do this, and I think we're losing a little bit of our originality, and we're just becoming so, just whatever goes right now, we'll just hop on it.
And there's the best way to say it's the culture of comparison, where everyone's comparing to what they see.
Yeah.
And the reason why I hate that everyone's comparing, because what you see is the facade. That's the tip of the iceberg, right? So there might be huge problems or a lot of issues. Like, for instance, if you see couple videos, and I'm not saying that most of them are very, very good, but if you think about it, there's no couple, or very, very rarely there's a couple where they're perfect and they never fight, and they're always fun. They do fight. Everyone fights.
Everyone does.
It's just a thing. And what you see on social media, every couple that is on social media is trying to compare themselves to those couples. That's an example. The other one would be, I see this in my girlfriend, that she's very much comparing herself to other influencers, and it's destroying not just her but every other girl, and sometimes guys feel this as well. Like, they're destroying their own morale.
Yep.
If they're on the social media page that's created for your addiction, that makes you mental health horrible, and you're ruined. And then you have to go to therapy for I don't know how many years to feel better about yourself, right?
And sometimes they can't. Sometimes they've been so mind fucked that this social media virus has killed them. There's I think what it is you're seeing so much of things being perfect, but nothing is perfect, right? Nothing is perfect. No matter what you do, nothing is perfect. And we're trying so hard to be perfect. Like, there's this new trend, like the looks maxing or these type of things that you're seeing.
What?
And I think you're really destroying what it means to be a unique individual, instead of just trying to embody everything that is, generic, in your word, perfect or generic, as you said. And we need
embody the norm.
And we're normalizing too much stuff, I would say. There's way too much stuff that's being normalized that shouldn't be normalized. And it leads me back to this, topic on your platform, that you're bringing people together who love music and they want to share their musical tastes with people and build communities around it, or even relationships. That'd be interesting. Imagine building a relationship through your music taste.
Musical Tinder.
Musical Tinder. That's a great way to put it. Yeah. But with this, how do you think you're going to be able to catch a market? Because there's so much that goes into it to really build that community, or try to find that community that'll really want it. So how are you thinking about doing that without being invasive? I understand your whole approach to get this message out to as many people as possible. Do whatever you can to get this public. But should you do it in a way where it's like, this is another option. We're not forcing this upon you. You can come and please visit. If you don't like it, please let us know, and we'll know what we can do different.
We're planning on creating actually different kind of parties and like musical gatherings, if you will. So I have another project with a group called Fiatal Akoto Klubia, so the Young Creators Club. They're mainly focusing on dance and music, folk dance and Hungarian folk music. However, I proposed this idea to them to possibly make a echo party or an echo gathering to actually kind of promote the entire idea. And the main plan for that is to have 4 or 5 different bands or artists, every single one being in a different genre, right? So one would be rap, other one would be techno, the third one would be DJ or Hungarian folk or whatever. Like, that's the easiest thing that I can say, because I know a lot of friends that actually play, so that would be the easiest thing for me to get. But like, that's one of the ideas, to actually host a party with like that. Hopefully people would like it. But so the marketing campaign would very much look like, or the marketing for the entire thing would look like, if we would go grand scheme of things, it would look like parties and just music, just music. So this is what we're actually focusing on Instagram as well, that we're trying to promote only music. Like, we're trying to like focus and show like, oh, Attila listened to this today? No way. Like things like that. That's like kind of like UGC content. We're kind of doing like user generated content.
Yep.
But it's very difficult if we don't have the MVP yet, right? So we don't have a platform yet.
Yep.
We're launching, by the way, in less than a month. So our main goal is to like, okay, I'm not forming my sentences right now, very, because I'm kind of I was worried about this question, but at the same time I kind of prepared for this as well, because since we don't have anything to scale, we don't have a product yet. We're kind of in a ghost town right now, right? So, but we do have plans. We have different marketing campaigns are written up. We have multiple people trying to help us improve our brand, which I'm very grateful for. And the focus is to host parties, eventually maybe festivals, focusing on musical identity. So it's, yeah, festivals would be ideal. I just realized this idea, but yeah, festivals would be freaking sick.
That would be. That'd be a huge step up for you guys.
Yeah. So the marketing would mainly focus on like DJ parties or techno parties, and then the Hungarian folk music, and then rap, and then jazz, and then classical, and then opera, whatever, right? So it goes every single way of the spectrum, musical spectrum, if there is something like that. But yeah. Yeah. So that would be the idea, to host parties.
Okay. So, but with this,
sorry to
no. Please go. You're the
reason
guest.
why we're mainly focusing on parties is because we saw with Be Real that what they did was, no one realized that they wanted that. No one realized. None of the users that was like on the platform would be like, okay, I would never use this, right? So everyone was like,
I was freaked the fuck out when I first heard it. I was like, what is this?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, if you think about it, like, just post a picture every day of your front and rear camera, which is, it's a weird thing. But it was such a tiny gap in the market.
Yeah, tiny
gap in the market, and they actually completely filled it. They're doing very well.
What was it? It was like app of 2023. It was like the biggest app of the year.
Yeah. So they're very much, their focus was the pre-launch. Okay, that's what we're trying to do right now as well. Their pre-launch brand and pre-launch marketing is it was very, very good. Not just on social media, but also they had posters, they went to summits, they were very big. They became very big before they even launched, right?
Yep.
So that's our main goal. That would be the ideal state, of course, but at the same time, that's why we want to do parties, because we're not going to do the regular way, because that's what we're trying to go against, right? Yep. We don't want to do too much social media. We don't want too much social media presence, because that's kind of what we're against. We're not necessarily against it, because do what you want to do.
Yeah.
But we're trying to get rid of the toxicity of the social media, right? So that's why we're trying to do very like community things. So parties and clubs and events mainly, right? So trying to build that network with an actual community.
Yeah.
And this doesn't mean, like, for instance, if there's some guy in, I don't know, Belgium that would want to join this app, but he can't come to the parties, he can still join the app and then share with his friends that, okay, guys, check this out. If you guys want to see what I'm listening to every day, it's weird, but you guys can listen to it. And like, I just imagined this, like, a couple days ago, I saw my friend posted the fact that he was listening to Luciano Pavarotti, like listening to opera. I'm like, congrats.
Wow.
I didn't see it. He's a fuckboy, right? He's and like, I did not imagine this. Like, I'm like, what the hell? And that's kind of the point. Like,
that's awesome.
Imagine your friend posting that he's a Swiftie. No way.
Oh, fuck
right?
off.
Like,
no way.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't know. I would have to look at them differently.
Yeah. But you actually form a musical connection with them, right?
Jeez,
so you actually get to know them much more and you actually create this sense of musical identity around them.
That's honestly, I can definitely see myself using it, because with Tilos, I was doing a lot of stuff with Tilos Radio here in Budapest, and with them, they love to bring the weirdest people together. It could be about any genre, and I've seen it. I've been to these events. There's, especially the Tilos Marathon, which they do in June of every year. There's one day where it's like psychedelic acid house, and then the next day they'll have like reggae, and it's just this huge just smorgasbord of just all of these genres that
alternative music.
Who knows? Yeah, like everything under the sun they'll have some people doing, and it's good that they do it on things like Facebook, because they have a huge following on Facebook. I don't know why Facebook is so prevalent here in Hungary. I think, for fuck's sake, we still use Viber for some folks.
I know.
So, and I think that's another good question: is if this app is mainly focused for the Hungarian market, to start off, yeah, Hungarian Middle Eastern market, yeah. It's like, how the fuck are we going to do this in a country where everyone is still using Facebook? You kind of get my drift, but I get the younger people are very much, they can jump on,
it's mainly
on board
Gen
new
Z,
things.
yeah,
Gen Z.
Yeah. That's Gen Zs are mainly early users, right? So they're the ones that are joining. They're the ones that actually promote it to Gen X, right? Gen X is one above, yeah. Gen X, and like that's how we expand, right? That they're the ones that actually grow much faster. Like if you focus on Gen Z, they're gonna be, first of all, they're gonna be early users. Yep. Second of all, they're gonna tell their friends and family. They're gonna tell everyone that they love this idea. They're using it constantly, and their parents are gonna see it like, dude, what are you doing? Why are you constantly on your phone? That's actually what we're against. We don't want people to be addicted, right? Okay, yeah. I had a huge problem with this. I'm doom scrolling constantly, and that's why I deleted Instagram. That's why we couldn't necessarily we couldn't. I deleted Instagram because of this, and
great case study, by the way.
Yeah, great case study. Yeah,
yeah.
And so I really hate the fact that the algorithm is specifically designed to get you addicted.
Get you hooked in and just
doom scrolling.
Doom scroll. I kind of get the idea of doom scrolling. It's this endless need for dopamine, right?
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna highly recommend this to everyone. So whenever, just doom scroll a lot, and whenever you realize that you're doom scrolling, try to go back to the first video that you saw.
Oh God.
It's insane. It is insane the amount of short form content that you're just scrolling through.
It's insane. It's mental.
It's way too much information. And okay, you go 50 videos, I don't know, in 5 minutes. Try to remember 5 of those reels. 5 of those reels out of the 50. You are sorry, someone's calling.
No worries.
My mom. Can I pick it up real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, I'm on a radio show right now. I can't talk right now. Bye. That was pretty sick. That was really cool. That was actually funny.
I want to keep that in. That is great. That is great. I don't like to cut things off. I like to keep things raw, uncensored, unedited, because and just like what you were talking about, the social media and content, when you cut things down, you try to make things so perfect. It just looks so unoriginal. It's like, I love having, for example, I could put every microphone in here, and if something moves in the kitchen, I want to talk about it. Because what the fuck was that? Because people are going to be like, what the fuck was that? And you can make it funny. And that's what I think we're missing, is just that real, authentic, you care for people. It's like, who gives a damn what you look like? Fine, you can look like a ragged piece of shit. You just came off of some, fucking a $2 whore or something. But
damn, where did that come from?
I don't know.
Where did that come from?
Well, that's the good thing about doing uncut radio, is just to say anything that comes to your mind. You just blurt it out.
Jeez, that's like, whoa. Hold the phone, dude.
No, and that's what's fun. And with social media, you just lost that connection.
Yeah.
Especially with the new stuff. Like the doom scrolling, like you said, the only time when you
insane.
remember any 5 reels is either when
You're
it's
specifically
someone,
looking for something.
like if someone's breaking their arm and their bone is sticking out of their arm,
Yeah.
sure you'll remember
if it's
that.
radical.
If it's radical.
That's what I'm saying. If it's radical on both ends. So it doesn't matter if it's very good or very bad or like in between. No, if it's in between, it's okay. But if you're definitely going to remember what's on this or this side, right?
Yeah.
Or
Definitely.
I don't know if the listeners can see this and this, but yeah, right or left side.
If you're watching the video, then you'll see it.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So it's
so good. No, but you're tapping into a market that I think people need and that they didn't think that they would be able to have a chance to experience.
Yeah.
It's just the radical stuff. No wonder people are getting more and more fucked through the internet.
Yeah,
And why
we're definitely trying to move a step back.
you're trying to bring back some humanity and some human connection with technology and through music, because it's not just Europeans that listen to music. Music has been around forever. It'll always be around. And I think that's one of the ways that people connect the most. You go to concerts, you'll meet folks there, and then you carry on relationships. Similar music taste. You go to, Siget Festival, then you like, I don't know, fucking Taylor Swift, for example, or Billie Eilish, and you find people that like that kind of music, and then they'll join a group. Well, the Swifties, that's more of a cult, I would say.
Yeah.
Like she's like Taylor Swift, I like to see her as like the new Charles Manson kind of a thing. Like,
hold the phone. What? What? Yeah,
I love that one. I love that one South Park episode where it's like all the Swifties are like bashing their heads and like tearing their eyeballs out over it. It's funny. You're just seeing the absolute insanity of these people.
South Park is hilarious. Yeah.
No, it wasn't South Park.
Imagine you realizing that your friend is a Swiftie on this app, by the way.
Oh,
imagine that.
That's either the relationship is over. It's like I can't even associate with you, or damn, how many layers of there are you? Like, we need to go mining in here.
Yeah, exactly. You go deeper without that confrontation with people.
Mm-hmm.
You go much deeper, because music taste. I don't think people realize this, that music taste defines you. Right?
Yeah.
What you listen to. Even if it's not just one, if you say everything, you can say everything. You can listen to everything. That's your music taste. Mm-hmm. Everything can be your music taste. If you only listen to this and you don't really like that, that's your music taste, and it defines you. It defines who you are, right? So that's our focus, to actually create that aha moment when you're trying to know someone or you're following people on Echo.
Yep.
You're going to have that aha moment. I kind of know this person because he's very similar to me, because he listens to the same kind of music, same types of genres. And I kind of know this person because he's very diverse. He listened to hip hop yesterday, but now he's listening to gypsy music or jazz or anything, right? So that's kind of the point, to actually focus on that musical identity.
And would you say that with people joining this program, that it could lead from people just meeting online, kind of like a video game, for example? Take video games. You meet someone through a particular game that you play together, and then that builds more into a friendship instead of just like a teammate.
Discord kittens.
God almighty.
Anyway, let's continue the question. Sorry, I just had to say it. Discord kittens.
Okay, that. But you could also say that it'll even reach to the point where you're going to meet in person. So you're building these in-person connections as well. Move off the screen. Yeah. And as you said, you don't want people to be addicted to this platform. So it'll be just like little tastes. So then you join maybe on Echo, and then you can move to more other applications if you want to do that. But you really want to get people to stay on the app and not move around, right? Or
no, that's quite the opposite. It's what we want people is to. There's two things that we want users to users to do. So first of all, post what they listen to and actually connect with people.
Yep.
And the other one is to get to know the artists, because there's a separate type of user that we would have, is the artists, indie artists that would only post what they actually create. And similar to SoundCloud, however, there's actually going to be a strict censoring on this, because we found that there's sometimes there's just sounds on SoundCloud. There's
Yeah.
just, and you know this. You probably have your experience with this.
I'm
It's just
I'm
sounds.
probably one of the persons that's making some of the
Yeah,
sound.
so we found that we would have to censor this out,
Okay.
and we're not censoring out any music, by the way. So this is, and you can only see their feed, or you can only find them in your feed if you actually post what type of genre you like,
Mm-hmm.
and you can see them when they post, for instance, their events. That I'm gonna have an event here. If you want to come, buy tickets here, and that is actually one of our main motivations, to actually get connected with different types of musical communities, right? So I don't know, indie artists mainly, right? So it's because indie artists don't really have a platform to get discovered if they don't post daily. And I know indie artists don't really have that time.
Yep.
If they have a hobby, or if they have school, if they have a job, they're not going to have that type of time to actually post daily content, which is fine. That's why we're trying to make this platform for them to get discovered and actually have a fan base, not just people who follow them and like their music. You follow them, or you follow that artist, and you actually see how he's developing, how he's growing within his musical space, how he's creating music. They can make jam sessions together, and so we're evolving kind of right now going into future expectations, but at the same time, these are one of our main great plans, is actually to focus on indie artists or growing artists that would like to be discovered and monetized as well, right?
Yeah,
so
that's important.
They're not a lot of people actually make music off TikTok. Actually, there's probably 2% of the musicians that post actually make music, and then 10% of that is actually selling courses. So that's also something that we would like to definitely get rid of, because I found this, because I'm a business major guy, right? So I'm entrepreneurship, and I see the loads of gurus that constantly post, okay, buy my $4,000 course, and they send you a file.
Yeah.
Like, what? I have no experience with these, by the way. I'm just saying I don't have $4,000 to spend on a course. I'm not that stupid.
Well, you could see
there are some. Okay, mind me. There are some that actually work. I've seen proof, but for me, none of them have. So
it's a quick, I would say, just like a take the money and run sort
Yeah.
of a business, and that's when you become, unethical in your practices, and you're seeing a lot more degeneracy on these platforms nowadays.
Yeah.
That's what Instagram Reels is. And we're looking at one person, it would be Instagram for sure.
it's bad. It's bad. It's really bad.
It's bad. It's bad.
And that's exactly the reason why I deleted it. Like, because the only reason why I was on Instagram is to actually text people, right?
Mhm.
And then it's just, the reason why I was still there is, you realize this, by the way, eventually, if you think about it, that Instagram it's so addicting that you're seeing that you're not addicted, but there are so many other platforms to chat, right?
Yep.
So this is why I texted a lot of people that, okay, I'm deleting Instagram, and please text me if you can. I didn't text you, by the way, which is bullshit.
It's
anyway, so I'm getting off of Instagram, and I would like you guys to text me on Messenger or WhatsApp or whatever. And they actually started to do it, and I'm reading a lot right now, which is, dude, in 2 days I started to read. I didn't sit down and doom scroll. Sorry if it doesn't really hear me, but
No, you're fine.
if you sit down and start doom scrolling, dude, the amount of time and dopamine that you get from it, it's just so, it's you don't even realize it when you should try to count the minutes that you're on Instagram or on doom scrolling platforms.
I will tell you, when I was in the hospital, because I had my appendix removed in August, I checked it because I was interested. Because I think I've been on Instagram like the whole day. I checked. One day I was on Instagram for 9 hours and 50 minutes, doom scrolling. Because I was in a hospital. Of course, you're in a hospital. You have nothing better to do. But I was like,
That's
9 hours and 50
That's a lot.
fucking minutes
Dude, that's
I've spent on this app. And 90% of it, I don't even remember it. I don't even remember what I was doing with it. But of course, the most crazy shit, like someone blowing up something, or an edit where they put in like a cute puppy, and then next thing you know, it's like a Al Qaeda terrorist bombing something. It's just the worst.
It's bad.
It's the worst.
It's deliberately designed. That algorithm is deliberately designed for this, right? So you get hooked and you don't realize.
Mm-hmm.
And also you don't realize it has any effect on you, but it does. You don't realize it because it's affecting your mental health. You don't realize it because it's affecting your actual health.
Yep.
Right? So it's terrifying, actually. And that's what it is. It's scary because
it's terrifying.
It's a drug that makes people look at their hands all day.
Yep.
Basically. And it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's dangerous. It's very dangerous. But with you, I think you're going to have to look at that as well when you're starting up this project, right?
How so?
You're going to be funding things through advertising, right? Or which way are you going to be getting money to keep the servers running, keep the platform running, to pay the developers and people?
Mainly from the indie artists. So they have a given fee that they would pay. Not a lot, by the way, so like $10 or something, right? So it's not too immense. So they have a fee that they would pay, and also from the donations, we would get a 1% commission off of the donations that people would provide for these indie artists.
Oh, that's great.
And that's the basic way to monetize it. How we can actually focus on R&D and legal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how we can finance those, and marketing. Other than that, advertising is a big issue with social media.
Mm-hmm.
We're not sure how we would be doing that yet. How we would screen off advertisement, because a lot of these social media platforms, they make money off of people advertising things, right?
Right.
And it got to a lot of, like, there's a lot of problems with that as well. Like Temu advertisements, Alibaba advertisements constantly. It's a bit too much, and we're trying to get rid of that. However, it is a good revenue source.
Definitely.
So it's a good revenue source, but we're actually trying to like find out a way to like legally make it kind of side note that, okay, there's this product you can sell, but it's not like in front of you, right? So it's just there. It's not a pop-up, because that would be annoying. It's not going to be like an actual post. It would be something separate that we're trying to think of. In development wise, it would be difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's not a lot of things that we can actually find regarding that. Or one thing that we would be thinking of is actually making these products that people would like to advertise. Their advertisements would be soundtracks, right?
Oh,
so they would advertise their I don't know how they call it, their music, kind of like McDonald's does da 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 da, like their
jingles.
They're jingles. Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah, they're jingles. So that would be an idea as well.
I think that's a good idea. And you don't want to have apps, just plastered with ads, because that's how you lose people. What you might also
that's how you lose the authenticity.
Absolutely. YouTube now, I don't know a single person who can use YouTube without premium. I'm on YouTube all the time. If there was no premium and there was no way to skip ads, I would not use YouTube.
Dude, I don't have YouTube Premium. Okay, I understand, but look, I don't care. I can wait 40 seconds. It pisses me off.
Yeah. You're wasting time, and then you forget what the fuck video you're watching. It's like, why am I watching this video of like a McDonald's burger brought to you by, some K-pop group or whatever? But there's so much ads. It's so much that you just say like, fuck, would it just be worth just to spend like $2 or something, or how much it costs per month? And would that be something you would look at as well? Like maybe like
freemium version?
Echo. Yeah, like freemium, like Telegram, for example. I pay for Telegram to get better bonuses and features. Mm-hmm. But it's not mandatory. You could still use the app. It's not going to flash ads everywhere. Yeah. It's a freemium service. So it would be like maybe an Echo Plus.
Sure.
Or like Echo Premium.
Well, for the MVP, we're not trying to monetize it yet.
Okay.
So if we launch the MVP, it's free for everyone. If you want to become an artist, it's free for you as well, right?
That's wonderful.
It's like that. So for the MVP, for the prototype, it's focusing on just getting as much users as we can, and eventually, if you have an idea that you would like to become an artist, you would have to pay, or if you don't want to see too many ads. But at the same time, we don't have partnerships with larger companies to actually promote ads, right? So that's the difference right now. So actually, we might have to get into that.
It'd be something to look at, because of course you want to get this platform. People would love to use it, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, you got a family to feed, more or less. But
19 years old, I got a family to feed.
Well,
yeah, I know, I understand. Okay,
you get the drift.
The Echo family, I have to feed.
You get the drift.
Yeah,
but you don't want it to be an app where you really want to base it on the freemium stuff, right? Sure, if people want to pay extra to it, great, we can give you more perks and this stuff, but you don't want to limit people.
That's how we want to integrate AI. Actually, like if you have a premium version, you would have the AI feature of people that AI would recommend you people that actually listen to the same type of music that you do.
Okay.
So or an algorithm that would be the main algorithm that you would get provided with, and then AI would actually focus on the types of artists that post, because if the artists don't necessarily have to write down what kind of genres they're playing, AI would actually review that soundtrack and actually pinpoint a genre and focus and actually recommend that artist to you if you would have a premium version. That's an ideal way that we would want to do it. But we already have issues with licensing, so we're kind of focusing on that right now.
I see that. And, you know, for me working in radio as well, I'm seeing so much of that being influenced as well. There's so much out there now. And in Canada, there's a radio station in Toronto called Indie 88.1. And it's all indie music. And it's presented by these indie artists. And of course, it's not the biggest station in Toronto, but there's definitely a niche market there. And I've found people who make like indie ambient and drone and noise, and they were playing the shit at like 2:00 in the morning, but it's like, no, this is dope. Who is this artist? And then I go and check what's playing. I'm like, okay, let me check out this guy.
SoundCloud.
No, it's not some of it's SoundCloud, but some of it's also Bandcamp as well.
Oh,
Bandcamp is big with these artists because they can make money from it. You you want to buy the lossless format. That's what I usually do. That's why I have this iMac here, because it's just loaded with songs that I purchased from Bandcamp. Because you're supporting the artist. They're getting pretty much all the money for it. I think Bandcamp just takes like a 5% commission, which is great. 95% of the money goes to the artist. And you're getting a high quality version of it.
Yeah.
You're not just getting a SoundCloud version, which could be just some dude uploading a MP3 file online. It's like, no, these are high quality audio. And that's also something you can do. You can partner up with platforms like Bandcamp or with radio stations that to help promote this stuff and be like, okay, let's see where some of our listeners are in. Okay, maybe Budapest, we can maybe work a little bit closer with Tilos Radio, and we can say like, okay, work with this program. You can put up advertise like little advert booths in like the Tilos Marathon, for example, because then that's great. You say like, okay, these are the artists that are on stage tonight. They also have an Echo profile. And anyone who likes this stuff, you can check it right there on that app. That's really what would help your platform grow, in my opinion, I would say, from what I've heard from over the conversation. Which
I like that idea.
It's fantastic. It's a great idea for a platform, and it'll really bring back the good days of social media, not just the
authenticity,
shock value that things are now.
Yeah.
But I mean, we gotta admit, sometimes we love the shock value.
Yeah, of course. That's. So, okay, what's your feed like? Tell me what your feed is like, and I'll tell you what my feed is like.
Oh my god.
Take out your phone and show me a couple of videos, and then describe it to the listeners.
Okay. Thank God that we're doing this on satellite.
Oh my god! Imagine. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah.
Let me check this out. Okay, what do I get? The first thing I get when I get on here. Okay, that's an ad. Great, I get immigrants not knowing how to use an escalator. First thing I get when I come on here that you liked. That's also a video that you liked.
I did not like that,
Yes,
dude.
you did.
No way.
Yes, you did. Look at the name. Look at the bottom. Like, who liked this?
I didn't even see this.
You liked it.
No, that's the guy who says like truly inspiring. It's like
It's
the surgeons or whatever.
Look at this. Like the end video, like the end clip of this thing is like this woman trampling over on the escalator going up.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, that's
sick.
see that's the stuff that we like, but it's. I'm sorry to say this, but bullshit.
Oh, it's bullshit. It's complete bullshit. I just see it funny.
See?
It's funny. I don't care if it's
Like that kind of stuff. That's actually like good content. That's not too much brain rot, right? There's specific content that is designed to keep you in and keep you like when you get bored of it, you skip, and then when you get hooked, you stay, right? So that's the point of a hook. For instance, when you create like a post,
and we're affected by this,
Yeah,
and we're young adults.
yeah, we know
There
this.
are 3 and 5-year-old kids.
That's the
on
worst
these
part.
apps.
That's the
My
worst part.
neighbor's next door in Mantesaca, 5-year-old kid. She's playing GTA.
Sorry, what?
She's playing GTA on her Xbox, and she's doom scrolling on TikTok all day.
Okay, I think that's I don't know.
I know the parents. I know the
I'm
parents.
not gonna get into that because I don't know the parents. But
looking at it,
okay, 5 years old.
5 years old and playing GTA, and I had to sit the parents. I'm like, you don't know any of the words that are being said in these video games, do you?
It's pretty bad.
They don't speak any English, and it's like, kill that motherfucker.
So what I realized is that when young kids, actually children,
Yep.
play these video games or watch these videos, it's not that they're going to remember this or going to be traumatized by this. The reason why it's bad for them, it's for their nervous system. They get used to this.
Yeah.
They actually get used to these horrible things, and they view everything very differently. That's why it's brain rot. Literally, it's brain rot especially for these developing kids, right?
It's dehumanizing, demoralizing,
Horrible.
slop,
Yeah.
internet slop.
Way too many things.
Jeez, and
This is why I'm pissed off, right? I'm trying to stay calm right now, but when I get, this is my thing. This is part of my, like, my identity, that when I'm very much in, like, focusing on something like social media, I get pissed off about it very much because it's so bad.
it's terrible.
It's so bad. So that's one of our main focuses, to actually return to yourself, return to your identity instead of forming your identity to something you saw that you think is a norm based on social media. It's bullshit.
It is.
Right? So you have your own identity, you like music, and it's very hard to force music that you don't like to get to like.
Very
So
much.
it's like me, I force myself to listen to Drake, or I force myself to listen to. I'm sorry, I'm weird with music as well. That's my weird thing.
I can't be laughing too much myself.
Yeah, true, dude. You're listening to sounds.
I'm listening to like things like Mars Bro and things like that, and it's like this dude, the Japanese noise, dude. Japanese noise. It's the most fucked. It's so fucked. It's so whacked. And this stuff is like the 80s and the 90s. There was a group, Hanatarash, in the 80s, and they got fined $60,000 because they brought a bulldozer into an event.
Nice.
They crashed through the fucking wall. And you know what the leader of the group said? It wasn't as loud as I expected. I wanted it to be more. And there's people running for their lives out of this fucking event because it's gone so bad.
That's too much, though. That's like.
I would be enjoying every fucking millisecond of it.
Well,
But
if you get run over it, you won't.
I went out hard. But damn,
You went out with a smile.
I went out with a holy shit. But
Yeah.
but that stuff back then was shocking. Nowadays, that stuff wouldn't be considered shocking.
Well, yeah, it would. I'm sorry, it would be. Going to a bulldozer with a concert?
Yeah.
At a concert?
Crashing through the wall.
That's. I don't think, dude. I don't think.
Well, considering the stuff that we see of like people bombing each
Yeah, that's
other
true.
and
Yeah,
stuff on
yeah.
social media, taking that into perspective, be like,
Yeah, that
Oh,
okay.
I'm living
Okay,
in an
taking that.
Instagram
Okay, I was
reel.
thinking of like other concerts, like what would happen. Yeah. Okay.
oh god, you'd be arrested for that shit.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But yeah,
That's why they were charged $60,000 for
Yeah.
damage.
That's
It's like
insane,
Japan, 1980s. But, oh,
anyway, yeah. So that's the point. So it's you focus on yourself and other people, but you still have a connection with other people, right? So it's not just okay. I saw that next, right? So it's I know that song. I love that song, right? So it's actually an actual connection.
Yep.
Through music, and it's very much my identity. So it's not just an idea to monetize. It's not just a business that I do want to continue this, but we discussed before that what you do is your livelihood. It's your hobby. I want this to be my livelihood.
Yeah.
This is not. I don't want this to be my hobby. I would like to take care of my future family through this if possible, but this is my love project, right? So it's my hobby that I would like to continue for the rest of my life. And I finally found this that I love. And if it doesn't work, oh well, I'll find something else. But this is my main thing right now, and I'm investing in myself right now to very much be focused on this and investing a lot of time and energy to understand how the market works, how different algorithms work, how we can steer away from the current trends. And me and my team are very much focusing on we can't fuck this up, right? Because it's very important for us, for everyone to get back to their personal self, to get to know themselves better and get to know people better, but not visually, and not see the facade, not just see the tip of the iceberg that we talked about.
Yep.
They can actually see and try to understand people through music. And this is not just me as a musician saying this. There are studies to show that if you have an assumption of people that if they listen to this, you might have an assumption that they're going to be like that, right? So it's from A to B. But you realize that after you follow someone on this app for more than a month, that, for instance, let's go back to the fuckboy. he posted Swift Pavarotti. Then he posts hip hop. Then he posts jazz. Then he posts gypsy music. Then he posts R&B or R&D. No, R&B. Yeah, rhythm and blues. R&D. I'm like, okay, too many business. Sorry, yeah.
Business on your mind.
yeah. So R&B, and then like Afro jazz, Afro techno, hip hop, whatever. Right. So it's you actually have a connection with them through this app.
Right.
That's the point.
That's a really good idea. I'm really going to be backing behind this. I think if I was looking for a platform to really digress from the shit that is now Instagram, TikTok, that would definitely be one of them.
That should be one of our like marketing focuses. Like, too much TikTok, come to Echo.
If you love music, love music and you don't want to hear crappy noises that people are making and somehow becoming like the biggest things, that's what really pisses me off too about TikTok. They're not giving talented people
a chance.
It's
only for virality and likes.
It's the shittiest music, the shittiest
sounds.
But
that's the issue with the algorithm. You can't put you can't put a point on talent, right? So talent is very subjective.
And it's like these music videos that are so fucking iconic. Even like the older ones, you put them on YouTube, it's like, 200 million views. How much for, I don't know, like some like remix or whatever, and it's like 1 billion views.
Yeah.
It's like, what in the hell? People have just totally lost it. I think people have totally lost it.
I agree.
Everyone likes what they like, and good for them if they like it, and we can just say that's total dog shit.
Good for you.
But good for you, yeah. And we should have an alternative for people who want to
still have a social media, still have a social media presence. By the way, this doesn't mean that you're completely disconnected from social media. This is just another social media platform where you can still have a presence, but not get addicted to the bullshit that you see. Right, so there's a huge movement going on throughout Europe. You can see this. Some countries are actually banning social media.
Yeah,
and we're trying to match with that. We're not gonna. We don't want people to get addicted to social media. This is also a social media platform, right? So it's focusing on you would still have a social media presence. You would still post yourself,
Mhm.
kind of, right? So you still post yourself, and you just don't. You just still have a connection with the people that you post to.
Yeah, that's great.
So that's the focus. I got really
And that's-
sentimental with this, but well, yeah,
No, and it's great.
Yeah.
It really nails it home
It's
to
the note.
people. Yes.
no pun intended.
Well, Balázs, it's been lovely talking with you, and I hope
Same
to hear
here.
from you more. I would love to have you back on the show.
Dude,
and
it was great. I had fun. I was so nervous coming here. I'm like,
No, you don't be
I
nervous.
prepared for like an hour with my notes and stuff.
No,
Dude,
don't do any of that. Don't do anything with that.
It's very
I
human.
schemed over your stuff, and I'm like, okay, this is great. It's so fucking professional, but I need to really get down to the whole fundamentals on who the hell is this guy that's going to walk into my studio apartment, both, and who am I going to be talking to, and what is a lasting impression that you can give, and really open up who you are and why you're doing this. Because if it's like, oh, I'm just doing it for money, I feel like it's a good idea to start something and make money, and it's like, okay,
No, it's a
piss
love
off.
project. I love what I do. I love music, right? So I'm sorry to take away the camera, by the way, from you.
No. I'm the one doing the camera work, and no, I love to keep my camera on the guest.
So it's just, I love music. I can't. People ask me if would you go blind or deaf? Definitely deaf or blind. Damn
Blind.
it. Blind.
Damn.
I would go blind.
Damn.
Blind. They're 100% because I can't live without music.
Neither can I.
It's who we are.
Yep.
Okay. The reason why I at first I was thinking of, okay, if I go blind, then I can listen to music. But if I go deaf, I can see art and see different types of art forms and whatever. For me, that doesn't connect with me that much. For other people, maybe music is not as much, but art is much more for them, right?
Yeah.
So it's relative, but this is my love project. This is how I view the world. This is how I view social media, and this is how my team also views social media. How incredibly toxic it became, and we'd like to bring back that connection and bring back the love that we have towards each other, and that musical discovery, and that the essence of music to people.
Wonderful. Couldn't have said it better myself. Balázs, thank you once again very much for being
Thank you
here.
very much, man.
And please come back, and I'll
I will,
invite you
dude.
back.
I live so close as well.
There you go. And the door's always open for you. So thank you so much. This has
Thank
been
you, man.
awesome.
Thank
Have a
you.
great rest of your day.
You too.
And thank you very much for the listeners. And yeah,
Take care, everyone.
take care.